Sketchy. Hello, greetings. Welcome back to Sketchy. This is Josh, and you're looking at my iPad screen. This is going to be an interesting one because I'm looking at the time-lapse footage I have here, and it's about 10 minutes. And that is really going to test the limits of what I have to say about Pokemon, which is almost nothing. But this exercise was fun. I asked my 11-year-old daughter, Gloria, what her favorite Pokemon were. She's a big Pokemon person. And she told me, and then I had to do some research and figure out what they are. I mean, I knew some of them because of her plushies and her, the things she draws and her notebooks and her favorites in the games that she plays. But it's hard for me to keep up. So there's a couple of newer Pokemon in here, I think. Initially, she told me 3, and I drew them. And then I threw in another one from my month of drawing ducks last year in December 22. I had drawn one that you'll see I'll tack on at the end, which is one of her favorites. She likes it, but it's not. These first 3 are her real favorites. So what you're seeing right now is I'm just very quickly drawing the initial sketch of all 3, and then I'll go back and do the details, and that's when I'll talk a little more about them. Although, again, I have no knowledge or opinions about the actual Pokemon. So here we are. We are, I guess you could call this my version of inking of her absolute favorite, Vulpix, I believe is what this critter is called. And specifically, this is an Alolan Vulpix. I guess that has to do with the region it comes from. And this is a cute critter. Absolutely makes sense to me that this would be my daughter's favorite. She likes kitties and foxes and furry things, and she likes white icy things for whatever reason. That's why there's a couple of white ice-based Pokemon here. This is the second one. This is, don't tell me, I know this. Sometimes this is her very favorite one. Of course, this would be Umbreon, I believe. Umbreon. And specifically, I don't know the types. This is the one that is dark with blue rings. I guess there's various ones. And of course, all of the evolutions. I think this is, am I correct? Am I saying that right? This is an evolution of Eevee, I think. And those are all her very favorite. I remember one Christmas, I found her a set full of figures that was all the evolutions. And then I think I also separately found another time a Mega Bloks set where you could build most of the evolutions. And that, of course, was a huge hit. And this would be the third one, which I had to look this one up before recording because this is the one I could not remember. This is called Chen Pao. I think this is a much newer Pokemon. It's kind of very tribal looking. It's another ice-based one, I believe, based on its coloring, and has these weird adornments, these kind of like hanging arrowheads that are like, I don't know, they're like pierced through its muzzle. It's very strange, but yet it's also somehow cute. And of course, one of her favorite. I think this one didn't go as well as far as art. If I'm going to critique myself, I don't know. I was just following. It's a little complicated, and I was following a picture a little too closely. With the other ones, I put a little more of my own style into it. I feel like this one I was just kind of getting it done. But it's okay. And then we're going to go back. And yeah, okay. So now we're really, I guess I did these. I worked on these over a couple of months before I finally got them done. I showed her the sketches and she was so excited, and then I kind of got distracted, and then I forgot to finish them. So I went back to finish them. This is the actual inking then of the Vulpix, and then there will be coloring as well. We're not even halfway through the footage. I know I'm going to run out of things to say, but I can talk technique. You know that I love to talk technique. So I'm using my graphite drawing, essentially a pencil, but I use it to ink because I like the quality of it. I like the thickness and the thinness. Helps me build the shape of the subject that I'm drawing. I'm following kind of basic Disney-ish cartooning principles here, not reinventing this. Every time I sit down to draw, especially fan art, animation related things, I always, in my mind, believe that I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to really, really do something unexpected. I'm going to do something fresh, no one's seen. I'm going to inject it full of my style. And then I just kind of get carried away trying to make it look nice and trying to make it look professional, whatever that means. So I think I need to work on being a little more bold and putting things a little more into my style, discovering what my style might be. I also need to create some more original characters. I'm feeling that pull. I might even be feeling the pull to create some kind of a comic. It just can't be, go back on my channel and watch my art journey video to hear me talk about my relationship with webcomics and getting away from them, how that was kind of the shot in the arm I needed to figure myself out as an artist. And I still believe that it's too much for one person who has a full-time job and does art on the side. I would need some kind of writer or collaborator to work on a comic, but I am starting to feel that pull. I'm starting to wish that I could, even single panel comics, even just some kind of contextualized funny drawings, either about culture or politics or memes or whatever. I don't know. Something's brewing in the old noggin, and we'll see in the next few months what comes out. There it is. A Alolan Vulpix. And easy to color because it's mainly white. Now here we go. We're going to just adding a little bit of ink. I was happy with the initial ink job, but the thicker lines just make something feel a little more finished. I think it's also a crutch, if I'm honest. Especially if you're going to color. You may not need, this thicker outline to define the containing shape of a character is something that helps if it's a sketch and it looks a little too thin or light. But in this case, if you're going to color, I'm not sure that I needed to go and reinforce those lines. I am happy with the way this one came out. I'm not sure that blue is dark enough. It's almost black, this character, but I didn't want to color it with black. I wanted everything to look a little softer. Again, I don't know anything about these characters. My daughter loves Pokemon. I missed it. I just didn't play video games at that time. I grew up. I was a little too old when Pokemon blew up. And then also I just didn't at that time, I didn't really care for turn-based RPG gameplay. That's something I've been getting into recently, which I might make another video about. I finally figured out what I'm doing with turn-based, and I really enjoy it. But Pokemon in general just missed me. I always appreciated it as a playing our old lines here. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, okay. I don't remember doing that. I always appreciated, I went back on that. Those lines weren't correct. I always appreciated the design and the weirdness of Pokemon. It just never felt like it was for me. And then the great thing about having kids is they expose you to things. You think you're going to share all of your culture stuff with them, and I have to a degree. She likes Mystery Science Theater and Muppets and things like that, so I think that's a win. But she loves Pokemon. I didn't encourage her. She found this through friends at school, and there was just no stopping it. So I've encouraged it. It's great. It's fun, innocent fun, and it's just... I couldn't tell you anything about these characters. I don't know what they do. It seems inhumane to me to keep them in little spheres and then throw them at each other, but what do I know? This one I probably should have just redrawn. This one didn't quite make it, but it's fine. I'm gonna go easy on myself. This is another character with a white base color, so you're just gonna see me thicken that outline. Got to do that. That's my security blanket. And then I'm going to go in with some blues, a few different hues of blue for some of these icy decorations. And then a darker blue for some of the accents. I like to draw. If I leave you with one thought today, friends, is that I enjoy drawing pictures. And this made my girl happy. And that made me happy. So that was fun. Coming to the end of this one, and then I did tack on just a very quick 30-second rundown of the drawing of Quaxley, but we'll get there in a second. Chen Pao is this one. Chen Pao. I don't know if are there Pokemon that are good guys and bad guys. I know some of them are scary and serious, and some of them are goofy and silly, and some of them look like apple pies, and some of them are cute ducks, but I don't know. I don't know how it works. So here's Quaxley. Again, this was part of my run of cartoon ducks. You can go back and find a lot of videos about that, and you can go, I think I posted all of them on Patreon, and a lot of them are on social media still as well. So you can track down my ducks. Been thinking of doing something similar maybe with foxes, but probably not a whole month. It was a bit overwhelming, maybe just like a week or just a series. But that's going to do it. That's about it. I thank you so much for spending time with me as I told you everything I know about Pokemon. Goodbye.